If we have any musical artists in chat, I would gladly use your song as the intro. If you want to make a Bon Court themed song, just let me know. Just let me know. Wait, Manny, where can I find your song? Alright, we're just about ready to get started. Wait, so Manny, where can I find this song? I wasn't really reading all the chat there. I was distracted. It's on your channel? I don't know how to view people's channels in live chat. Oh, here we go. Go to channel. Wait, which video is it? Is it on here? Is it called Blinded by Love? Okay. Looking for it. Don't see it. Alright, let's get this show started. Can everybody smash that like button? Shout out to everybody in chat. Shout out Tiff. Shout out Manny. Shout out Evelyn. Shout out Barbara Ray. Shout out Valerie Parker. Kayla. Shootback.
Good morning, sir. State your name, please.
Who else we got
Heriberto
here?
Rodriguez.
I saw
Mr. Rodriguez, you're here for
Mortimer
initial
Duke a second
appearance.
ago.
You've been arrested for
Eden
possession of a
Dickens,
controlled
Robin
substance and possession of less than 20 grams of
else?
cannabis.
Texas Joker.
Bond is set at $1,000 on count 1 and $250 on count 2. I will appoint the public defender to represent you in this case.
Okay, sir.
All right. Good luck.
Thank you.
I will waive, Your Honor.
Okay, on Mr. Fuller, I'll appoint the public defender. The burglary will be stayed at $3,500. The petty theft will be stayed at $250 with the order not to return to the scene. Good morning. Your name, sir?
Nicholas Olivito.
Mr. Oviedo, you're here for, let's see if we, you're here for an arraignment on a misdemeanor violation of probation. Office of the Public Defender was previously appointed. Actually, we've got a couple cases.
I will enter
Oh, I'm
denial.
sorry, this is up. Okay, we're just, okay, so at this time on the violation of probation, it'll be a denial.
Okay, I found the song. I'm listening
And
to
we'll
it.
set you for the pretrial in the division, actually, it's my division. Okay.
Division 62, December 12th at 8:30, courtroom 12C.
That's it. Different.
There's bank. Morning, sir. Your name, please?
Omar Vargas.
Vargas, you're here for an arraignment.
We're gonna enter a plea of not guilty, Your Honor.
Okay, and this is on a arraignment on no motor vehicle registration, public defenders previously appointed, and that's on all three cases, driving with license suspended and attaching tag not assigned.
Yes, Your Honor.
And we'll set for the pretrial in Division 81.
December 2nd at 9 o'clock in courtroom 6B.
We need to start having a contest for best hairdo of the night.
Morning, your name, please?
Burton Himes.
All right, you're here for an arraignment on a charge of petty theft of $100 or more, public defender previously appointed.
Your Honor, state did convey an offer to Mr. Burton Himes of an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, no return to the Walmart located at 10500 West Colonial in Ocoee, and cost of investigation of $114.50 to Ocoee Police Department.
All right, sir, I'm being handed a plea form indicating you wish to plead no contest to the offense of petty theft of $100 or more. It's a first-degree misdemeanor. That the agreement is that you be adjudicated guilty, you be given credit for 35 days that you served in jail, order not to return to the Walmart, pay court costs, cost of prosecution, and the cost of investigation to Ocoee PD. That'll resolve this case without a trial. Is that your understanding?
Yes.
I'm holding up the plea form. It's got your name at the top. Is that your signature at the bottom?
Yes.
All right, to that offense of petty theft of $100 or more, how do you plead?
No contest.
No contest.
I'll accept that. I'll adjudicate you guilty.
Yes.
Credit for the 35 days you served in jail. Order you not to return to that Walmart on West Colonial. Order they pay court costs, cost of prosecution, and $114.50 to the Ocoee Police Department. I'll give you 350 days to get all that paid. All right, you got 30 days to appeal. Any appeal must be in writing. Good luck. Morning, sir. Your name, please?
Ray Haslett.
What is it? Castle?
Walcott? Did I hear you right?
Oh, it's Walcott?
Walcott?
Okay, you're Danny Walcott?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, I am.
just the paperwork. All right, you're here for an arraignment. This is on an old 2006 misdemeanor petty theft. Failure to appear for a summons.
Yes, Your
Public
Honor.
defenders previously appointed.
State was going to file, or was going to convey an offer, however, the PD on the case filed a motion to dismiss, so there's no offer at this time.
We'll enter a plea of not guilty, Your Honor.
All right,
Division 80, pretrial will be November 28th at 9 o'clock in courtroom 9C.
Good morning, Judge.
good morning. Your name, sir?
U.S. Marine Corps Red Hopkins, County Sergeant, retired, sir.
Okay, I'm sorry, I missed the name.
Hopkins, sir,
Hopkins, thank you.
Marine Corps.
I don't have a Hopkins.
Rhett is my first name, Rhett Hopkins, sir.
Yeah, I don't have a Hopkins.
Supposed to be a Raymond, I think. That's not my first appearance.
All right. Mr. Hopkins, you're here for, this is an arraignment, charge of defrauding an innkeeper. The Office of the Public Defender was previously appointed to represent you as a county ordinance violation.
We're gonna enter a plea of not guilty, Your Honor.
I want to resolve it if I can. If there's a state offer, I'll resolve it. I'll say I'm guilty, and I'll pay the restitution.
Your Honor, state didn't convey an offer this time due to his history, and the offer conveyed was a probation offer, which we don't make here at IA.
Can I take the probation offer?
You have to take it downtown.
No.
What does that mean?
So,
There's no way I can say I'm guilty.
well, at this time, the court's not going to accept a plea other than the plea of not guilty previously entered by your attorney.
I want to overstate that and pro se, and I want to say I'm guilty, sir, because I'm in a veterans court. Can I just explain my situation?
Well,
can I just,
if you're in, hold on, if you're in Veterans Court,
not here, in Broward.
okay,
I'm gonna miss my court date in Halloween. On Halloween is my next court date. I'm supposed to turn myself in as soon as whatever happens, say God forbid, the state say, you know what, we're just gonna go be Ms. Hoppers time served. Whatever you sentence me to, say you sentence me to 5 more days, time served. When I leave here, I gotta get on a Greyhound, which I already got the bus ticket paid for, and go back to, I gotta turn myself into rehab in Broward, House of Hope. If I don't do that, I'm looking at 42 years in prison. I'm not an escape charge. I'm going home.
all right. You've got an attorney.
Hello,
If the
OK
attorney
blowing
wants to
smoke.
revisit the matter, they can
Got
let
attorney
the,
down south, but not here. This is
okay,
my.
well,
CK
you've got the
Brown
public
eyes up in
defender here.
chat.
So
Hello.
You've
I
got,
got
you-
two
Maloney.
attorneys down south. I got regional counsel and I got a public defender.
Ecopos.
and you've got one here. So if they want
What I'm trying to say
to,
is, I'm trying to resolve this, so I don't,
I understood. I understand exactly what you're saying.
I just don't want to get another capious, you know what I'm saying?
I understand that, and I can appreciate the situation that you're in. But at this point, the court's not going to accept a plea on the case. So you've got an attorney here, and they can file the appropriate motion when the issue needs to be revisited, okay?
Well, my next question, Judge.
Yes, sir.
Because I'm not an attorney, obviously. I'm a military man. My question to you is, my attorneys are aware of what's going on because they were actually about to release me from Broward County. And I had in my discovery that they weren't even gonna come get me from Orange County because I was in a 3-county area, because it was a municipal ordinance. But make a long story short, and you don't have to answer if you don't want to, just God forbid, when would my next court date be so I could resolve this?
We're going to tell you right now,
November 21st at 9 o'clock in courtroom 7C.
okay?
That's almost a month and a half away. Are you serious for a misdemeanor?
It's less than a month away.
That's more than this time.
I'm not going to argue with you. That's the next court date, but you've got an
should
attorney
probably
and they
make
can
an
file
Instagram
appropriate
for this.
motion, sir.
Your Honor, Joseph Lutz refused.
I will waive and enter a plea of not guilty, Your Honor.
Okay, on Lutz, we'll enter a plea of not guilty and set for pretrial division 84.
It's going to be November 9th at 8:45 in courtroom 4B.
Morning, sir. Your name, please?
Email Phillips.
Mr. Phillips, you're here for an arraignment, charge of trespass in a structure. The Office of the Public Defender was previously appointed.
And Your Honor, state did convey an offer to Mr. Phillips of an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, no return to the Aldi, located at 4607 South OBT.
And Mr. Phillips would like to accept and enter a plea of no contest, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Phillips, I'm handed a plea form indicating you wish to plead no contest to the charge of trespass in a structure, be adjudicated guilty, be given credit for the 39 days you served in jail, be ordered not to return to the Aldi supermarket on Orange Blossom Trail, and pay the costs, and I'll give you time to get the cost paid. Is that your understanding, and is that what you want to do?
Yes,
Holding up the plea form, it has your name at the top. Is that your signature at the bottom?
yes,
To that charge of trespass in a structure, how do you plead?
no contest.
I'll accept that. I'll adjudicate you guilty, give you credit for 39 days, order you not to return to the Aldi. I'll give you 350 days to get the costs paid. You have 30 days to appeal. Any appeal must be in writing. All right, good luck, sir.
Your Honor, Diamond Pierce refused.
We will waive and enter a plea of not guilty, Your Honor.
So, Mr. Pierce, plea of not guilty, except for the pretrial division 85.
November 14th at 9 o'clock in courtroom 4A. Ms. Toombs also refused.
And I will waive and enter a plea of not guilty, Your Honor.
Public defender previously appointed, plea of not guilty, except for the pretrial division 61.
November 21st at 9 o'clock in courtroom 7C. Kevin West is medical.
I will waive and enter a plea of not guilty, Your Honor.
So, Kevin West will set for the pretrial division 50.
November 18th at 9 o'clock in courtroom 4E.
Good morning, sir. Your name, please?
Neil Wagner, RC.
Okay. What happened to Joel Kinnett?
You have a booking number?
Let's see, there's not a booking number on this.
Let's see. What was the last name?
Last name is Kinnett, Kinnit. this was a summons case, he must have, whatever he was in jail on before, he must have bonded out. There's not a Joel Bernard Kennett.
Not since 2009.
So it's an unserved summons, return to the state to perfect service. All right, Mr. Neil Arce, you're here for initial appearance. You were arrested for trespass after warning and possession of drug paraphernalia. Do you want me to appoint the public defender in this case, or you want to hire an attorney, sir?
Public defender.
Okay, I'll appoint the public defender.
Your Honor, there are offers on both of Mr. Arce's cases, his new law and his out on bond.
Okay,
On the new law, the offer is an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, and no return to 3974 South OBT. And on his out on bond, the 5430 case, the offer is an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, no return to the 711 at 7113 South OBT.
And he would like to accept an enter plea of no contest as to both charges, Your Honor.
okay. So it looks like we've got 31 days on the out on bond. Okay. All right, Mr. Arce, is that your understanding, and is that what you want to do?
That's what I wanna do.
Okay, we're going to resolve both cases, both trespasses and both possession of paraphernalia cases, and we're not going to have a trial.
And Your Honor, as to the out on bond, the state only filed on the trespass. I didn't see the paraphernalia.
Okay. So only on the trespass. So on that, just the trespass, you'd be adjudicated guilty. I'm looking at 31 days, credit time served, and cost. In the other case, the new case, it'd be adjudication of guilt, credit for 2 days you served, and cost. And what's most important is that you just simply not return to the scene of both cases. Because you understand if you go back, you're just going to get rearrested, and you'll be right back here.
But the same crime, right? Trespassing.
Yes, yeah, two separate places, but, okay. Holding up this plea form, has your name at the top, did you sign this at the bottom? Okay. All right, in 22 MM 5430, the charge of trespass after warning, how do you plead? I'll accept that, I'll adjudicate you guilty, give you credit for 31 days you served in jail, order you not to return to the 7-Eleven.
33 days.
33 days, thank you. And order you not to return to that 7-Eleven, give you 350 days to pay the cost. In 2022 MM 7199, the charge of trespass after warning, how do you plead? And possession of drug paraphernalia, how do you plead? Okay, I'll accept that. I will, on both counts, I'll adjudicate you guilty on both counts. Give you credit for 2 days that you served in jail, order you not to return to 3974 South Orange Blossom Trail. I'll give you 350 days to get the cost paid. And you've got 30 days to appeal, and the appeal must be in writing. These are to run concurrent to each other. Okay. All right, good luck, sir. Morning, sir. Your name, please?
Johnny Dixon, sir.
Mr. Dixon, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for a county ordinance violation for littering.
And, Your Honor, the state did make an offer of an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, and court costs. Mr. Dixon would like to accept and enter a plea of no contest.
All right, Mr. Dixon, I'm being handed a plea form indicating you wish to plead no contest to the county ordinance violation littering. You'd be adjudicated guilty, be given credit for the 2 days that you served in jail, and I give you time to get the court costs paid. I take no action on the case that you're out on bond on. that resolve this matter without a trial. Is that your understanding, and is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
I'm holding up this plea form. It has your name at the top. Is that your signature at the bottom?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right, to that offense of littering, how do you plead?
No contest, sir.
I'll accept your no contest plea. I'm going to adjudicate you guilty, give you credit for 2 days, give you 350 days to get the court costs paid. And I'll take no action on the out on bond. You've got 30 days to appeal.
He's not out on bond. There's no out on bond.
Someone did the yellow sheet. Anyways, that case 22 CF 4155 AO. Yes, sir.
How much is the court cost for,
The court costs are going to be, county, is that still 273? 223 was the total.
how many days I have to pay that?
350, just short of a year. Okay, good luck.
Appreciate it.
Morning, sir, or good afternoon, sir. Your name, please?
Carl Jones.
Mr. Jones, you're here for initial appearance. You were arrested on city ordinance violation, state misdemeanors, which is resisting an officer without violence and also urinating in public.
And,
And Your Honor, state did convey an offer to Mr. Jones of an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, and no return to the Seneca gas station.
and
Shout out
Mr.
to all the
Jones
new
would like to
people in
accept an answer
chat,
plea of no
Belinda
contest.
Garrison, Deshaun Wright.
All right, Mr. Jones, I'm
who else
handed a
am I
plea
missing?
form indicating you wish to plead no contest to those offenses, that you'd be adjudicated guilty, given credit for the 2 days you served in jail, order that you not return to that gas station on South Orange Blossom Trail, and that you pay the costs, and I'll give you time to get the costs paid. Is that your understanding? Is that what you want to do?
Yes.
Holding up the plea form, it has your name at the top. Is that your signature at the bottom?
Yes.
All right, to that city ordinance violation, resisting an officer, how do you plead?
No contest.
And urinating in public, how do you plead?
No contest.
I'll accept your pleas as to both. I'll adjudicate you guilty, give you credit for 2 days. I'll give you 350 days to get the cost paid, and I'm going to order that you not return to that 955 South Orange Blossom Trail, the gas station. If they see you back, you're just going to get rearrested, so you don't want to go back,
All
there,
right.
right? Good luck, sir.
Yolanda Creighton bonded.
Thank you. Creighton bonded.
Officer Angela McMillan bonded.
All right. Thank you. Good afternoon, sir. Your name, please?
Anthony Jerome Banks Jr., sir.
All right, Mr. Banks, you're here for initial appearance. All right, I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You were arrested for fleeing or attempting to elude and resisting an officer without violence.
On a bicycle.
I read the report. Okay, and you're currently out on a ROR on a felony charge. Okay. So on the fleeing or attempting to elude, I'm going to set the bond. I did read the affidavit. I'll set the bond at $1,000. On the resisting, bond is set at $500. State what's your position on the out on bond?
Check, make sure it's filed, Your Honor. Yes. Your Honor, it is filed. However, state will leave it within your discretion whether or not to revoke.
Are you appointing us, Your Honor? Are you appointing?
Yes, I am. I'll appoint the public defender. Defense?
Based on the facts, Your Honor, and the fact that he was in fact on a bike, I would ask that you take no action on the out on bond. I don't see related.
What, on the case that was charged, what was charged? Was a firearm charged?
It originally came in with 4 charges, and we only ended up filing 2, the 2 that are on the
Okay, all right.
container sheet. The possession of firearm or ammunition by a convicted felon, the F2, and the false ID to Leo, M1.
That dude was arrested for urinating in the streets.
All right,
Everybody in New
I'll
York
take
should
no
be
action on the
arrested
out on
then.
bond.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, man.
Good afternoon, sir. Your name, please? What's your name, please? What's your name?
Mr. Connor Brown.
Thank you. Hey, Mr. Brown, you're here for initial appearance. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You were arrested for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Bond is set at $2,500. I am going to order that you not return to the scene, 8001 South Orange Blossom Trail. No contact with the victim or any witnesses in this case. All right, good luck. Good afternoon, sir. Your name, please? Sorry, say your name again, please? You're Jonathan Colon Munoz? Okay. Sir, you're here for initial appearance. All right, you were arrested for failing to appear for your trial management conference on October the 6th this year. The judge set the bond at none. Okay. And you were also arrested for the new offense of burglary of a structure. Bond set at $3,500. Order that you not return to the scene. I'll appoint the public defender in both those cases. And you're currently out on bond for felony, looks like petty theft with 2 priors, that being a felony, and possession of anti-shoplifting control device and another petty theft. Okay. All right, I'm gonna revoke the bonds in both those cases and set them at none. I've appointed the public defender in all cases.
Your Honor, Gabriel Curry refused.
If you appoint, Your Honor, I will waive the appearance.
All right, on Curry, I'll appoint the public defender, stay the bonds, $4,000 on count 1, $2,500 on count 2.
Patrick Douglas also refused.
I'll appoint the public defender on Mr. Douglas. Are you waiving or do you want to reset him?
Can we have a case number? I don't have a Douglas.
This is 22 CF 12421.
12421.
Your Honor, Douglas bonded.
Oh, Douglas bonded. Oh, I guess he did refuse to come. He left. Okay. So on Douglas, I'm not going to appoint the public defender. And he's bonded. Okay. You can come up, sir.
Dove is mental health.
Okay. Dove is mental health.
I will waive, Your Honor.
Okay. I'll appoint the public defender and stay the bond at $1,000. I'll take no action on the out on bond. All right. You can come up, sir. Good afternoon. Your name, please? What's your name, please?
Anthony Hasselbach.
All right, Mr. Hasselbeck, you're here for initial appearance. I'm going to appoint the public defender. You were arrested for attaching tag not assigned to a vehicle and grand theft motor vehicle. Bond on the attaching tag not assigned, I'll reduce that to $100. The grand theft, the bond is $1,000. Public defender appointed in both cases.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Take care.
Alan Knight refused.
What about Yesencia Garcia de los Santos?
Bonded.
Bonded, thank you. Alan Knight refused.
I will waive the appearance, Your Honor. He suffers from competency issues, Your Honor, and that's why he has all these open cases. So I just ask that you set a bond and take no action on the out on bond.
What was the reason he refused?
Yeah, he's got court dates coming up.
Your Honor, state's only concern is they're all thefts.
I know.
And in a short period of time.
So, yeah, I think he'll have to go back. So I am gonna appoint the public defender. The bond will be stated $1,000 on the new charge. I'm gonna revoke the bonds and all the other cases. He's got court dates coming up already set, it looks like on all of them.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir.
What's
Your
up,
name, please?
Daylight?
Malik Lindsay.
Mr. Lindsay, you're here for initial appearance. You were arrested for possession of a firearm or ammunition by convicted felon, carrying concealed weapon by convicted felon, and carrying concealed firearm. I'll appoint the public defender. Bonds have been set at $5,000 on count 1, $5,000 on count 2, $2,500 on count 3. I'll stay those bonds. Order you not to possess any weapons or firearms. I'll take no action on the out on bond. All right. Good luck. Good afternoon, sir. Your name, please? Mr. Owens, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for burglary of a structure and grand theft. I'll appoint the public defender. Bond is set at $3,500 on count 1, $150 on count 2. Order that you not return to the Amico Convenience Store, 601 North John Young Parkway. Good luck.
Jose Perez,
Hello, Callie.
Perez bonded, thank you.
Petro, review.
All right, Mr. Petros, I'll appoint the public defender. The robbery with a threat of a weapon, I'll stay the bond at $10,000 with the conditions not to possess weapons or firearms and no return to the 711 327 South OBT. No victim contact. Good afternoon, sir. Your name, please?
Bernard Portier. 4.
Mr. Portier, you're here for initial appearance. Okay, I'm going to appoint the public defender. You were arrested for possession of more than 20 grams of cannabis, resisting an officer without violence. Okay. I'll take no action on the out on bond. I'll stay the bonds at 1,000 on count 1, 1,000 on count 2. Good luck, sir.
I will waive, Your Honor.
Mr. Rance, I'll appoint the public defender in both cases. Stay the bond on the possession of cocaine at 1,000, paraphernalia at 100. And the second case on the failure to appear, for pretrial, that bond set at 500. Good afternoon, sir. Your name, please?
Jonathan Rosario.
Mr. Rosario, you're here for initial appearance. Okay. Been arrested for carrying a concealed firearm, no motor vehicle registration, and a counterfeit license plate. I'll appoint the public defender. And has the new law violation, has that been filed on state?
The out on bond?
The out on bond, yeah.
No, Your Honor, it is not.
He has regional conflict, counsel, Your Honor. However, he was arrested August 1st, and to date, no information has been.
Yeah. All right, based on that, it's been 2 months, so I'll take no action on the out on bond. On the, I'll stay the bonds, 2,500 on count 1, 100 on count 2, 150 on count 3. I'm going to order that you not possess any weapons or firearms while this matter is pending. Good luck.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir. Your name, please?
Robert Smith.
Mr. Smith, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for a violation of a pretrial release condition. You were released on pretrial back in March on drug-related charges and possession of looks like possession of ammunition by, let's see, possession of ammunition by a person committed a delinquent act, paraphernalia, alcohol. Allegations are that you tested positive for cocaine. It's back in April. The bond set at none. And I'll appoint the public defender. All right, good luck.
Hello, Delinda.
And I will waive, Your Honor.
Mr. Sworn, I'll appoint the public defender, stay the bond at 1,000 for the methamphetamine. What's that? Yeah. Okay. That's a wrap. Thank you. Morning, ma'am. Your name, please?
Shannon Crotty?
Ms. Crotty, you're here for initial appearance.
Your Honor, just for the record, I believe it should be agbat on a pregnant person, not agbat great bodily harm, which would change the statute from 1A to 1B. It would make it an F2. I believe it's alleged that the victim is 3 weeks pregnant and the victim knew, or the defendant knew about it. So it should be agbat pregnant, not agbat great bodily.
Okay, yeah, I see that in the affidavit, the body of the affidavit indicates agbat on, agbat DV. Okay. I am gonna appoint the public defender to represent you, ma'am. Okay. State, you have a position on bond?
Your Honor, state we just asked for a reasonable bond. It doesn't appear she has any other violent arrests. It appears to be all theft related and identity theft related. So state we just asked for a reasonable bond. I believe she also
Oh, I
has a
don't think I
detainer out
shouted
of
out
court.
Donnell. My apologies.
Defense?
What's up?
I would ask for the same, Your Honor.
Okay. Yeah, I've read the affidavit. Note the doesn't appear to any similar history. So I'm going to, I'll set the bond at $1,000. I am going to order that you have no contact with Cheyenne McEwen. I believe it's your daughter. Maintain a separate residence from her. Consume no alcohol or illegal drugs. One-time return if you had a shared residence with law enforcement. Otherwise, no contact with her. Yes, that's what's.
Craig Henshaw is mental health.
I will also waive, Your Honor.
So, Mr. Henshaw will appoint the public defender in both cases. In the first case, the battery by strangulation and battery. State, do you have a position on bond in that one?
Your Honor, state would just bring your attention that he does have a good amount of history with the same victim, also BAT DV cases, at least one conviction, and then prior BAT DV arrest, prior strangulation, same victim arrest, and prior kidnapping with intent, same victim arrest. Just that we just ask that you take that into account when setting his bond, as he does have other violent history with the same victim.
Defense?
Your Honor, although he has history, he has no failures to appear, so he does appear for court, so I just ask that you consider that when setting the bond.
I'll set the bond in count one at $5,000, count two at $100. I'm going to order no contact with Kirsten Henshaw, maintain a separate residence, possess no weapons or firearms. He was also arrested on view for a violation of probation. He's on probation out of Seminole County. And is there a hold on him for that? You know?
Just the charge. So once he's done with the local charges, Seminole County will get him.
Okay. So on that on-view violation, I'll set the bond I'll keep it at none. And I'll appoint the public defender in both cases. Morning, ma'am. Your name, please?
Tanya Lipsy.
Ms. Lipsy, you're here for initial appearance. Going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You were arrested for neglect of a child. Okay. Looks like bond. Does the state have a position on bond other than it's came in at 1,000, but the bond schedule actually has none just to be set?
Yes, Your Honor. State's only comment is there were actually 3 children, so it should have came in as 3 counts. I understand it only came in as 1. I believe a 3-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 5-year-old. However, she does have no other criminal history that is even similar in nature. I believe it's just driving related. State, we just wanted to bring that to the court's attention.
All right, I did read the affidavit. I'll just set the bond at $1,000. I'm gonna, the Department of Children and Families is involved, so I'm gonna order that any contact be pursuant to Department of Children and Families order, and you otherwise comply with any orders that they have. Okay? Because the kids are obviously going to be in the care of DCF at this point. And that I don't know that you'll be taken over to see a judge over in juvenile, or if you'll probably get notice once you get out. Okay, good luck, ma'am. And can we have I believe this case
Why
and
do
the
I
next
always get
case
these
are
bots in my
related?
chat?
All right, let's start with the gentleman to my left. Your name, sir?
Severio Luciano, Your Honor.
All right, and your name, ma'am?
Angelica Moraz.
Okay. All right, in this case, Mr. Luciano, you were arrested for, looks like felony battery. And Ms. Moraz is listed as the victim. And Ms. Moraz, you were arrested for aggravated battery, domestic related, and Mr. Luciano is the victim. Okay. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent both of you in this matter. State, you have a position on bond?
Your Honor, state just asked for a reasonable bond on both. I believe Mr. Luciano is out on bond or currently in PTD for a case. However, does not appear to have any other violent-related history. Same with Ms. Moraz. She does not have any other violent-related history. So just would ask for a reasonable bond on both. And would just ask each individual defendant and victim if they want contact with each other.
Let me ask Mr. Luciano, if Ms. Moraz is given a bond or released, do you want to have contact with her, or do you want her to stay away from you?
Could you give me a couple seconds to think about it, Your Honor?
Okay, while you're thinking about it, I'll ask Ms. Moraz. Ms. Moraz, if Mr. Luciano is released, do you want to have contact with him, or do you want him to stay away from you?
Contact is fine. We share a kid, so
Okay,
I would
you all
like-
live together?
yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And let me ask Mr. Luciano again, if you had a chance to think about it, do you want to have contact with her, or do you want her to stay away from you?
I would like to have contact with her because our kid.
Or either one of you in fear of the other?
No.
No, Your Honor.
Defense, do you have any position on bond?
No, just a reasonable bond, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, I'm going to, and Mr. Luciano, I'm going to set the bond at $1,000. I'm going to order you have no hostile contact with Ms. Moraz. I'm going to order that you not consume any alcohol or take any illegal drugs.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I won't take any position on the out on bond on the pretrial diversion for the DUI from last year.
Appreciate it, sir.
Now, that doesn't mean that they may kick you out, I don't know. But I'm not gonna revoke that condition of release at this time.
God.
And ma'am, I'm gonna set your bond at $1,000. I'm gonna order that you have no hostile contact with Mr. Luciana, that you consume no alcohol or illegal drugs.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Morning, ma'am, your name, please?
Maria Murphy.
Ms. Murphy, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for aggravated battery with a weapon, domestic related, and also battery. Domestic related. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. State you have a position on bond.
Your Honor, state would just have you take into account, she does have prior battery-related history, within the past 5 years. Given that we don't have the victim here today, state would just ask for a no contact.
Defense?
I would ask for a one-time return, Your Honor, and just to consider the fact that my client did mention self-defense.
Shout out to Mark Ray. Hello, sir.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna set the bond
Shout
at
out to All Caps Suck,
$2,500. I'm
ACS.
gonna order that you have no contact with Liedrich Gresham, that you possess no weapons or firearms, that you maintain a separate residence. So if he's living at that Americana Boulevard address, you're gonna have to live somewhere else. You can return one time with law enforcement to get your personal belongings. You're not to go back there alone. On count 2, the battery, I'll set the bond
Rita.
at $100.
Excuse me. I can't talk. Wait.
If you got a question, ask the attorney first.
Your Honor, she's stating that that's her mom's residence. He does not reside there.
It's, if you just can't live with him, if he doesn't live there, that's fine. You can live there, you just can't live with him.
Your Honor, just for the record, it is the address he gave to law enforcement, and it's, I believe, what's on his ID.
She just needs to be aware that I'm just telling you, you can't, if he's living there and you go
Hey,
back,
Duke, did your mother never
you'd
tell
be in
you
violation
if
of
you
the
have
court's
nothing
order.
nice to say,
You could
don't
arrest
say
it
at
for
all?
violation of the court's order. I would expect the bond's gonna be none. You'll be sitting in here on no bond, okay? All right, good luck. Morning, your name, ma'am?
Hello, Georgia Peach.
Ms. Davis, you're here for
My
initial
fellow neighbor.
appearance. You've been arrested for a battery. It's domestic related. I'll appoint the public defender. State, you have a position on bond?
Your Honor, I believe she does qualify for PTR. The state has no objection. We just ask for no contact with the victim, given that they're not here to testify.
Defense?
I would ask for pretrial release and a one-time return, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, Ms. Davis, I'll release you on pretrial release, so you won't have to post a monetary bond, but I am gonna order that you have no contact with the victim, in this case, Christopher Fulton. Maintain a hold on, I'll speak and then if you still have questions, I'm happy to answer them. So I'm gonna order that you have no contact with Mr. Fulton, that you maintain a separate residence from him. So if he's living at that LB McLeod Road apartment, you're gonna have to live somewhere else, if that's where he lives. If he doesn't live there,
Here in Orlando.
okay.
Norfolk, Orlando.
You have to live separately from him. You're to have no contact with him. You can return to the shared residence one time to get personal belongings. I've appointed you an attorney. And you can consult with the attorney about where to go from here. I'm gonna order that you consume no alcohol or illegal drugs while this matter's pending. All right? Good luck.
Welcome back, Barbara.
sir. Your name, please?
Mark Dewey?
All right, Mr. Dewey, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for battery. And there's a witness. Let's swear in the witness.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony about to give should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Please state your name for the record.
Desiree Humphrey.
Okay, you're going to have to speak more directly into the microphone, ma'am.
Sorry, I'm losing my voice. And Desiree Humphrey.
I believe that was Desiree Humphrey.
Desiree Humphrey. Okay,
Sorry.
that's fine. That's fine. All right. Mr. Dewey, you were arrested for a battery. Based on the application for the public defender, you make too much money to qualify for the public defender. Miss Humphrey, if Mr. Dewey is released, do you want to have contact with him or do you want him to stay away from you?
I would like contact, please.
Are you in fear of him?
No.
State, do you have any questions for Miss Humphrey?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. And, all right, I see no history. State, do you have a position on bond?
Your Honor, given that it came in as just a battery, I'm not sure if Ms. Humphrey was the listed victim or Mark or Sean. As is also stated that Sean was allegedly kicked by the defendant. I just wanted to make sure that we had the correct victim when setting conditions.
We received a DD card for Miss Humphrey.
Okay. Then Your Honor, state just asked for a reasonable bond.
All right, I'll set the bond at $500. I'm going to order that you have no hostile contact with Miss Humphrey. I am going to order that you have no contact with,
I believe it was Sean Robert Dwayne.
okay, there was a, yeah. I'll order no contact with any other witnesses or victims in the case. No hostile contact with Miss Humphrey. Order that you not consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. All right? Good luck. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Morning, sir. Your name, please? What's your name, please?
Jeffrey Dujour.
Mr. DeJour, you're here for initial appearance. You were arrested for a battery. It's domestic related. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. State, you have a position on bond?
Your Honor, state would just ask for a reasonable bond, take into account that Mr. DeJour does have prior violent history, including other batteries. State would just ask for a reasonable bond, taking that into account, also given that we do not have a victim here to testify today.
Defense?
Although yes, arrest, Your Honor, I don't see any convictions, so I just ask that you take that into account.
All right, I'll set the bond at $500. I'm going to order that you have no contact with Kyle Duyan, appears to be, or it's listed as a cousin of yours. You're to maintain a separate residence from him. Okay. So if you have personal belongings at that Waterford Creek address, you can return one time with law enforcement to get those personal belongings. You're not to go back there alone. You're not to have any contact with the victim. All right, good luck. All right, good morning. Your name, sir?
Matthew Huey, Jr.
Mr. Huey, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for battery. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. And let's swear in the witness.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony about to give should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Please state your name for the record.
Matthew Huey, Sr.
All right, Mr. Huey, let's see. Okay, you're listed as the victim in this matter. If you're, and I assume he's your son?
Yes.
Okay. If he's released on bond, do you want to have contact with him or do you want him to stay away from you?
No, he can come. I didn't want to have him arrested. Okay, he can come back. My wife and I do not object on him coming back as long as there's no hostile, situation.
Okay.
You know, I mean, it's,
State, do you have any questions for the victim?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, does the defense have any questions? All right. Okay, I see, otherwise, possibly you would have been eligible for pretrial diversion, or, excuse me, pretrial release, except it indicates he's out on bond out of Indiana?
Yes.
Okay. All right, I'll set the bond at $500. I'm gonna order that you have no hostile contact with your father. Okay, all right, thank you. Morning, sir, your name, please?
Scott Allen Hyatt.
Mr. Hyatt, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for a battery. It's domestic related. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. State, you have a position on bond?
Your Honor, State would just ask that you take into account that he does have at least 4 prior failures to appear, showing an inability to show back up to court. Also has a pretty lengthy criminal history, including several other violent offenses, including several other batteries. State would just ask that you take that into account when setting his bond.
Defense?
It's a reasonable bond, Your Honor.
I'll set the bond at $500. I'm gonna order that you have no contact with West Gabrielle Renee. Maintain a separate residence from her. Here's, this was at I can only guess it's a hotel off McCoy Road. So you're to maintain a separate residence from her, no contact. All right, good luck.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir. Your name, please?
Daniel Lanier.
Mr. Lanier, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for a battery.
I'm brace myself. And the cat.
Yo, Carby T.
Mr. Lanier,
up?
I need you to pay attention to me. So you were arrested for a battery. It's domestic related. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. And we've got a victim present, or a witness. Let's swear her in.
Raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Please state your name for the record.
Lisa Lanier?
Okay, I see you're listed as the victim and you're also the sister?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If Mr. Lanier is released, do you want to have contact with him or do you want him to stay away from you?
No, he can come home. I don't fear him at all.
Okay. All right. State, do you have any questions for the victim?
No, Your Honor. However, Mr. Lanier does qualify for PTR. State has no objection. And
Defense?
for the record, the victim is nodding her head, appearing that she has no objection either.
No questions, Your Honor, and I would ask for pretrial release.
All right, Mr. Lanier, I'll release you on pretrial release with condition that you not have any hostile contact with your sister.
Yes, sir.
Okay? All right. Thank you, ma'am. Good morning, sir. Your name, please?
St. Pierre.
Mr. Pierre, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for a battery. It's domestic related. At this time, do you want me to appoint an attorney to represent you in this matter, or are you going to hire an attorney?
It's my first, probably going to, I can get an attorney.
Okay. All right, that's fine. All right, and let's swear in the witness.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Please state your name for the record.
Stenza Daniels.
All right, Ms. Daniels, I see you're listed as the victim in this matter. If Mr. Pierre is released on a bond or otherwise, are you in fear of him?
No, I am not.
Do you want to have contact with him, or do you want him to stay away from you?
I want him to come home.
State, do you have any questions?
No, Your Honor. However, Mr. Pierre does qualify for PTR. State has no objection.
Defense? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't appoint the public defender. So, okay, I'll release you on pretrial release, sir, with the condition that you have no hostile contact with Ms. Daniels.
Sir.
Okay. All right. Thank you, ma'am. All right, good morning, sir. Your name, please? Mr. Pilgrim, you're here for initial appearance. You were arrested pursuant to a warrant for battery. It's domestic related. And let's swear in the witness.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony about to give should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Please state your name for the record.
Asante Davis.
All right, ma'am. I see you're listed as the victim in the affidavit. If Mr. Pilgrim is released on bond or otherwise, do you want to have contact with him or do you want him to stay away from you?
I want contact with him.
Are you in fear of him?
No, this is a misunderstanding. I dropped this like earlier this year, and somehow it's still in the system. I called the state attorney and spoke to them 3 different times about this to drop it. So.
Okay. State, do you have any questions?
Yes, Your Honor. Ma'am, has anything like this ever happened before?
No. Years ago, before this time when I called her 3 times to drop it, it happened maybe like 5, 6 years ago.
Okay. The previous stalking DV case?
No, he didn't stalk me.
Okay. Your Honor, just for the record, there is a prior ag-bat pregnant person, a prior bat DV, and a prior stalking DV, all with the same victim, Ms. Davis. So we just ask that you take that into account, even though she says she wants to have contact with Mr. Pilgrim.
Okay. Defense?
Can I say something, Judge?
Although that may be, I don't see any type of convictions on his record, so I just ask that you consider that and allow contact. He also qualifies for pretrial release. I would ask for pretrial release, given the victim's testimony.
I don't, on the face sheet, I don't see the prior, I mean, they may have come in to the state, I don't know, and just, they were just not filed on, I don't
He
know.
declined, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Based on the victim's testimony and lack of convictions, I'll release you on pretrial release, sir, with the condition you have no hostile contact with the victim. Okay. All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Morning, sir. Your name, please?
My name is Richard F. Vincent.
Mr. Vincent, you're here for initial appearance. You were arrested for a battery. It's domestic related. At this time, do you want me to appoint an attorney to represent you in this matter, or you want to hire an attorney?
I have no idea at the moment.
Okay, so you're not asking for an attorney. All right, State, do you have a position on bond?
Your Honor, State would just ask for a reasonable bond. I don't believe Mr. Vincent has any other violent-related history. However, State would just bring your attention to, there was allegedly a firearm and a knife within the affidavit. So State would just ask that you take that into account and set the condition of no weapons or firearms or ammunition.
All right, I'll set the bond. You're currently out on bond for driving with suspended license. I'll take no action on that.
That's correct, sir.
I'll set the bond at $1,000. I am going to order that you have no contact with Francesca Vincent, appears to be your sister.
Correct.
You're to maintain a separate residence from her.
I have a quick question, Your Honor.
Hold on, let me finish and then I'll answer questions. I'm happy to do that. I'm going to order that you have no contact with her, that you maintain a separate residence from her. So if she lives at that Figwood Lane address, you're going to have to live somewhere else. Hold on, please, let me finish and then I'll let you. So you can return to if she lives there, you can return there once with law enforcement escorting you to get your personal belongings. You're not to go back there alone. You're not to have contact with her. You're not to possess any weapons or firearms. Okay. Now, please keep in mind, you've got the right to remain silent. Today's not a trial, so we're not here to sort out what did or didn't happen. But if you have other questions, I'm happy to answer them if I can.
All right, may I speak now?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Actually, I do not own any firearm, and I'm not licensed to have one at the moment, but I do own that property where Figwood is, so how would that go? Like,
Okay.
and I have her escort out because the property is mine, I have nowhere to go. I mean, if
Okay.
needed, I'll probably get a hotel, but
Okay.
I own the house.
You can, if she lives there, you can return one time with law enforcement to get your personal belongings. Okay? I'm not ordering her to be moved or removed or anything to that effect. But I'm ordering you not to live with her.
Sure.
But if that's where she lives, you can return there one time with law enforcement to get your personal belongings.
Quick question, sir.
Yes, sir.
How could I get her removed from the property if it's?
I can't give you legal advice. Okay, good luck. Morning, ma'am. Your name, please?
Morgan West.
Ms. West, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested for a battery. It's domestic related. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. State, you have a position on bond?
Your Honor, state would just ask for a reasonable bond. It doesn't appear she has any other violent-related history. So state would just ask for a reasonable bond at this time with no contact.
Defense?
I would ask for the same, Your Honor.
All right. I'll release you on a $500 bond with the condition that you have no contact with Marquez Hagler. Maintain a separate residence from the victim. You can return one time to the shared address. Actually, I see it, you got a Texas address.
Yeah.
So at this point, if y'all are living together in Texas, you can return to that shared residence once, but you have to go with law enforcement to get personal belongings. But at this point, I'm ordering you to have no contact with him. All right, good luck.
And Your Honor, Your Honor, could she be allowed to return to Texas as long as she appears for all her court hearings?
The court has no objection to you traveling as a condition of release. So now, if you're going to use a bondsman, if you post a cash bond, that's fine. You can go back to Texas. But if you use a bondsman, that's between you and the bondsman. As far as whatever, that's a contract between you and a bondsman. So, but the court will indicate, I've got no objection to you traveling home to Texas and then returning at a later date. All right, good morning. Your name, sir?
DeAndre Conway.
Mr. Conway, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested pursuant to an Osceola County warrant. Attempted murder, discharging a firearm in public, carry concealed firearm, possession of firearm by convicted felon. Bond in that case is set at none on count one, 10,000 on count two, 5,000 on count three, 5,000 on count four. Order of no contact with victims or witnesses, no weapons or firearms. I'll take no action on the Orange County out on bond. So what they're going to do is they're going to notify Osceola County that you're here. They'll come get you within 24 hours, and then you'll see a judge down there.
Yes.
Look,
Your Honor, it's a Osceola out on bond. Still no action?
oh, it's Osceola out on bond? Yeah, I'll take no action on that. Good morning, sir. Your name, please?
Martin.
What's your name, please?
Elder's last name, first name's Adam.
Mr. Elder, you're here for initial appearance. You were arrested on a St. Lucie County warrant. violation of probation, battery, the bond set at none. They'll notify St. Lucie County that you're here. St. Lucie County will come get you within 72 hours. All right, good luck.
Thank you.
Morning, your name, sir?
Nathaniel Lynch.
Mr. Lynch, you're here for initial appearance. You've been arrested on a Polk County warrant for violation of probation. The bond is set at none. They'll notify Polk County that you're here. They'll come get you within 24 hours, all right? All right, good luck.
Your Honor, William Oliver refused.
Okay, sir, you are here pursuant to a warrant issued by Judge Arendas. Accordingly, probable cause was previously found for the charge of aggravated battery on a firefighter. The warrant set your bond at $3,500, where it will remain. Your attorney may elect to file a motion to reduce the bond, but I'm not going to hear it at this time. All right?
Thank you, Judge.
All right, take a seat, please. Diana Bell.
Present en la proceedings, Your Honor.
Sir, if you would come stand by the podium, please.
Yes, she's there.
What is your name, sir?
Kevin Bell.
Kevin Bell, okay. All right. Ms. Bell, you're charged with one count of battery, unlawful touching, or striking. I've reviewed the charging affidavit, and I do find there is probable cause for the charges. Before I set your bond or conditions of release, let me hear from you, sir. I'm going to have to swear you in. Do you swear and affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? I don't want to hear anything about this night or this incident, because whatever you say can be used against Ms. Bell in this case. I really want to know, one, do you want contact with your wife?
Can we do a non-hostile contact? And the reason that is it's one of our children's birthday, and we're here on vacation for this week, and we have a park ticket to go to tomorrow, and I just would like the kids to have both their parents with them.
So you don't live at the Arabian Nights Boulevard, you're just here on vacation?
Yes, ma'am.
And how did you travel here? By car, by plane, or some other way?
Car. We live in Polk County.
Okay. What says the state?
Your Honor, at this time, the state does not have any questions for this witness, but the state does object and is asking for no contact.
PTR, is there any prior history?
Yes, ma'am, she have
Louder, please.
she have an open case out of Polk County for battery domestic violence.
How old is that one?
9/30/2022.
I didn't hear you. I'm so sorry. When I can't see you, it's hard to hear you.
It's 9/30/2022.
Okay. And that's out of Polk County?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, I understand your desire, but I'm not going to do it. So there's an open case out of Polk County. I'm setting bond at $1,000 with, not with PTR, just $1,000 with the conditions that there is to be no contact with the alleged victim in this case. Is the state asking for any other conditions?
Yes, Your Honor, state is asking for separate residences.
All right. Maintain separate residences, possess no weapons or firearms.
Your Honor, the defense wants to request one-time return to the resident, so my client can, she has a car, her car keys, and or her belongings there.
When you say the residence, you mean the hotel they're staying or the home they live in?
The home where they live in.
We have the cars here, so we need to both get home somehow, but I would need to go inside the residence to get belongings.
Well, I will allow one-time return to the place where you are currently staying to gather your personal possessions. You will not be riding home in the car. You're going to need to find another way. All right?
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, and thank you, sir. Jorge Cofres.
Present and approaching, Your Honor.
Let me back up. On that other one, I don't know that I actually said I did find probable cause. I think I did, but in case I didn't, I do. Jorge Cofres, sir, you are charged with driving while license suspended or revoked as a habitual second or subsequent offender. I've reviewed the charging affidavit. I do find there is probable cause for the charge. I note that you have 13 prior driving while license suspended convictions. And while it pains me to do this, I will order your release under direct PTR conditions pursuant to the administrative order.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Rashesh Mohabir.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, are you provisionally
Present and
appointing
approaching,
the
Your Honor.
office of the public defender?
I did for everybody.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, sir, you are charged with one count of battery, unlawful touching or striking. I've reviewed the charging affidavit. I do find there is probable cause for the charge. Has PTR been able to get in touch with the alleged victim?
No, ma'am.
Is there history?
He has no prior history, Your Honor.
Your Honor, for the record, the state is requesting no contact.
Thank you. Bond is set at $500 with no contact order in place, no possession of weapons or firearms. One-time return to retrieve your personal possessions should you need it in the presence of law enforcement. All right?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Roberto Sati. Sir, you're here on two cases. In the first case, you are charged with concealing a weapon or an electronic weapon. Hold on. Carrying a concealed weapon or electronic weapon. In the second count, possession of marijuana in an amount less than 20 grams. And in count 3, possession of drug paraphernalia. I've reviewed the charging affidavit. I do find probable cause for the charges pursuant to the administrative order. I am releasing you on those 3 charges under direct PTR conditions. You're also here based upon attaching an unassigned license plate, which is a statutory violation. I also find probable cause for that charge. Bond is set on that count at $250. You may be seated.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Tyler Thibodeau. Good afternoon, sir. So you're charged with battery, unlawful touching or striking, and resisting an arrest without violence. I've reviewed the charging affidavit. I find probable cause for the charge. Bond is set at $1,000 on count 1 with PTR conditions. Bond is set at $500 on count 2. I am not including PTR conditions on count 2. You are to have no contact with the alleged victim. No contact means exactly that, no contact. My understanding is you do not currently reside together, so I do not see a need for a one-time return. I am going to require that you continue to maintain separate residences. If that is incorrect, I need to know.
Yes, Your Honor, we have lived together until all of this went down, so unless she already is no longer at the residence, we do.
All right, well then maintain separate residences. If need be, you may return on a one-time basis in the presence of law enforcement to gather your personal possessions. Possess no weapons or firearms.
Your Honor, if I may be heard for what just.
Yes.
The state is also requesting a no drugs or alcohol condition in this case.
And I will include the condition of your release that you are not to have any drugs or alcohol, as it appears that that was a factor in this case.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You may be seated. Dennis Wilson.
Your Honor, he refused.
I'm going to find his refusal to be a waiver of his appearance today, and we're going to proceed, since I've already appointed you as his attorney for this matter.
Thank you, Your Honor.
He's charged with burglary to an occupied dwelling unarmed, trespass to an occupied structure or conveyance, and possession and/or use of drug paraphernalia. I've reviewed the charging affidavit. I do find probable cause for the charges. Bond is set at $3,500 on count 1, $1,000 on count 2, $500 on, I'm going to amend that. I'm going to set the burglary charge as an F2, counsel, state?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm going to amend that. We're going to make it $5,000 on count 1, $500 on count 2, $500 on count 3. No return to the dwelling. No contact with the residents in that dwelling. I also note that you're out on ROR in 2022 CF 2426, burglary
Did I
to an
miss something? I
occupied
heard a
dwelling, unarmed, petty theft, possession of burglary tools.
What was that?
One of the conditions of your release is that you not pick up any new charges. You have picked up new charges accordingly. I am revoking the conditions of your release. You're to be held no bond until such a time as you're brought before Judge Karsten in that case. You may be seated. And Andrew Ware.
Present and approaching, Your Honor.
Thank you. Pretty good, sir. Mr. Ware, you're charged with 1 count of criminal mischief and an amount of $1,000 or more. State, I have a question. There are multiple incidents of criminal mischief alleged in this affidavit. Are the others? It does not appear that the others are subsumed into this arrest, into this charging affidavit. Are they being handled separately, if at all?
Your Honor, I'm not aware at this time. I anticipate that the state would want to evaluate all of them separately because some do have surveillance, some don't have surveillance.
Okay, fair. As to the count charged in this case, your bond is set at $1,000. No return to the El Palacio restaurant where this occurred, 909 West Vine Street. You may be seated.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Is there anybody whose name I have not called?
No, Your Honor.
Short and sweet today. Thank you, counsel.
Thank you, Your Honor.
We're adjourned.
That concludes this episode. Good evening, folks.